Hey, family. I'm Greg, your co host, who's pretending to be your main host. And
I'm Mama, the main host of Mama Unplugged podcast show. Thanks for joining and listening in to this show, whereas we will focus on fun, interesting, and sometimes, dare I say, controversial conversations, combined with the Word of God that helps navigate to drive this present called life.
if you like what you hear, click the follow and enable notifications so you will already have updates to the newest episode. You can write a review and let us know if you are enjoying or perhaps not enjoying the show. Also, you can follow us on Facebook at Mama Unplugged. That's one word, Mama Unplugged, and our website, www.mammaunplugged.com. And again, that's one word, MommaUnplugged.com. There, you can leave a comment, and perhaps your comment will be peppered into our conversations. Now, let's get to the show.
Let's get started. Enjoy.
During this episode 11, we recap on the historical celebration of the life of Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr. in remembrance of his famous quote, I am somebody, yields more thought and insight into treating others the way we want to be treated. This also can be married to scripture where Jesus commands us to love one another as we love ourselves. Gather yourself as we dive into conversation honoring Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr. Intro, please, in three, two. Well, howdy do, Mama.
Hey. Hey here.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Where's the hey here come
My
from?
grandma Henry. We used to drive drive down to Mississippi from Illinois, and when we would pull in, we'd open the door and get out, and she'd go, "Hey here."
I don't know why that makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Hey
it's such
here?
it's such a welcoming statement. It's like,
Mm.
"Hey here."
Mm-mm. What is she saying? Hey here?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And just like that. Hey here?
Yeah. Cutting out what?
Like how she do it? How she do it?
Hey
again?
here.
Oh, okay. She do it like that.
Like that.
Oh, okay.
Hey here.
Well.
So Gregory, how are you?
Well. Oh, look at that. I did that. You know, we're not gonna add more. We just got to the high pitch part. Hold up, wait a minute, hold up. Let us start step one.
Okay.
And we go high note, and then afterwards we can add all the extra.
All right. Go ahead. Go for it. You wanna do
I
it again?
just did it. I don't want to
you
do it
wanna
now
do it?
because you're
Do
going to
it
go back
again,
to you're going to do it again. I don't want to do all that. Anyhow.
Taking all the fun out of it.
Anyhow. How are you doing? No, wait. Well.
Hey.
I'm done. I'm so done. Anyhow, what's going on, Mom?
Oh, you know what? It's interesting that you would say that. You know what I was thinking about?
What?
This past weekend, the attention that everyone, well, I can't say everyone, but I'll say most, gave their presence to.
Okay.
And that would be the funeral session of
Reverend Jesse Jackson Jr.
the late,
Mm.
yeah, add the late in now.
Mm.
The late Reverend Jesse Louis Jackson Sr.
Mm.
Yeah. And I think he has some doctorates. I almost want to say he did. I that's something I got.
Wait a minute. I thought. Wait.
Something I
Stop.
gotta
Stop.
look
Hold up.
up.
Wait a minute. Hold up. I thought he was a junior. Reverend Jesse Jackson Jr.
His son is a junior. He's senior.
Well, then why all this time have been calling this man Junior?
I don't know. I thought his son was the junior. From what I remember, it's his son. Now we're doing all of this, and look it up, Greg. Google it,
You know
Gregory.
what?
Google
I
it.
sure am.
Just so that we can have backup to the backup.
Right. I'm just now I
Because
gotta know.
I believe he's senior.
I could have promised. I thought
Because his son is junior.
unless he's okay. Hold on.
Just tap into it, and while you're doing that, I kind of want to know, like I was saying, if I thought he had some doctorate degrees, but I did notice not too many people said that. A lot of people were so he you know, with all of the allow me to say
hold on. You're
all
right,
the
Mom. Sorry, you're right. It is
Yeah.
Jesse Jackson Sr. So I
Yeah.
apologize. All this time I've been calling this man Junior, Reverend Jesse Jackson Jr. Wow. Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr. Sorry.
Mhm.
Apologies. Okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mom.
I was gonna say, with all of the accolades that he had,
Mm-hmm.
I hear how common and I'm not trying to say people were common to him,
Mm-hmm.
but the way he addressed others, and some of them talked about how he spoke to them when they saw him, or when he saw them.
Mm-hmm.
He just I'm looking at all the things he's done, and the walk around town was just a norm for him. I'll say it that way. The walk around town, regardless to where he was, everybody to him was just what he told everyone to say: I am somebody. And he treated everyone like they were. And I when it's all said and done, I would pray that most people can say that about us. That you may not be able to treat everybody the same. Let's be honest. You can't treat everybody the same, but you can treat everybody right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to treat them right. That's just, I want to say, that's the law of nature. If you do it right, don't let your nature be wrong. Fix yourself. Fix it up. Fix it up.
Fix it. Yeah.
So I would like to know if he did have any doctorate degrees. But go ahead. What were you saying?
Yeah, you're right, because remember, we always talk about that, the golden rule, which is what? Treat others the way you want to be treated, And if you are walking around and you're saying you are somebody, not to be pompous and not to be, arrogant about it, but if you are walking around and saying you are somebody, then you ought to be treating everyone else as if they are somebody, not just some other individual that's out on the street. The same respect that you desire and want from someone, you give that same respect to someone else, right? And I think I think it's hard for a lot of people to actually do that, because they think on, well, this person did me wrong, that person did me wrong, and how can I get them back? If they get me, what was it that Medea had said to Dr. Phil? Dr. Phil asked her, you remember? Dr. Phil asked Medea, why do you always feel the need to get somebody back? And she said, well, if they get me, I got to get them back. And he said, well, then why you got to get them? And she said, because they got to get me, because I got to get them. You get me, I get you. It's like, but why? When the Bible specifically tells us what? Bible specifically tells us that revenge is the Lord's. Let him be the one to revenge for you, not you for yourself. Because if we were to do it for ourselves, I'm just saying, it's a lot of trouble. It's a lot. I watch a lot of crime shows, like The First 48 and Snapped, and all those different ones. And I listen to some other podcasts, like the Crime Junkie podcast, and that whole entire thing, right? In those, the common thread is either someone was either had greed in their heart, or they had malicious intent in their heart. But most of the time, those stories end with, because this person did me wrong, I'm going to do them wrong. The big payoff or the big payback, right? That's not what God wants. God doesn't want that. He said it. He specifically said it. He will give the revenge, not you. The revenge is his. So I agree. If you are somebody, and the way he walked around, it appears to me, the what many folks during his service and saying things of him, of his nature of
Yeah.
talking, and how
Mhm.
he walked, and how he was common. He
Mhm.
didn't have an arrogance about himself.
Mhm.
So
And him saying to say I am somebody, I agree.
mm,
It did not mean to be arrogant.
yeah.
It means recognize that you are a person, you are a people, you are part of a people group that
Mm-hmm.
should be treated correct, because he was actually talking to the brown skin. He was talking to,
Mm-hmm.
the melanated people, that you don't have to be down because somebody is saying that you're totally opposite. My mom told me a long time ago, you never have to become what people call you.
Mm,
That means I have not become that. That means I was not that. But you can't become that if
right.
if you let it stick in your head to what somebody keep telling you you're a failure. What are you gonna be?
You're gonna
You're gonna
think
see
of
yourself
failure,
as
and
a
you're gonna,
failure.
yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, like Karina, beautiful.
Oh my
I am.
gosh. Karina. I ain't seen or heard that movie in a
I
long
took you back to
time.
ain't. You said I ain't.
I ain't. Oh
I
my
took you. What did she
goodness.
say? I am. Was that Karina? Karina when she said that to her?
What?
I am beautiful.
No, no, no. That's not Karina
Oh, that was
Karina.
help.
Yes, that was the help.
But look at it.
Yeah.
Look at the encouraging word that was given
Mm-hmm.
to a child.
Mm-hmm.
You know how many children don't hear that today?
Right.
Don't start counting. You're gonna run out of fingers. And if you use your neighbors, you're still gonna run out of fingers. You're gonna run
Mm-hmm.
out of toes. You're gonna run all kind of body parts to be all ran out, because so many children are being abused verbally,
Mm.
being told who they're not and what they cannot do. And then we wonder why they grow up failures.
Mm.
Those seeds were planted in their mind. But I love
Mm-hmm.
it that my mom told me you do not have to become what they
Yeah.
say. Listening to what they say doesn't mean that's what you are.
Yeah.
And you don't have to become what they say. It's a blessing to have that in your life. And I've
Yeah.
had that in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I have that. Even my sisters, even now, sisters and brothers, we tell each other we're handsome. They're handsome, and they tell us
Mm-hmm.
that we're beautiful. And there's nothing in between that but the fact that it's true.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Nothing but the fact that it's true, because that's how our parents, our mom and our dad,
Mm-hmm.
put dad first. Dad and mom,
Mm-hmm.
that's how we were brought up that way. Respect one another. Mom would have always said, I didn't have not one ugly child.
Well, let me tell you something about
Somebody
that. I'm
sometimes
glad.
get mad and say, shut up with your ugly self.
Uh-uh.
Mama used to get upset with that. Ooh, she used to get upset with
Wait.
that.
Mama,
Hold on a
stop.
minute. I never had one ugly child. Ma, look over this way. Look, Ma. Ma, check. Ma, check it. Check
It's
it,
this
Mama.
one right here.
No, I love all my siblings. We said that just to be talking, because we were not allowed to call one another out of name. Cause number one, I'm be very honest with you, we didn't learn those words. Those words were not
Yes, sir.
spoken in our household.
I'm
And so
still
you still
going.
laughing at ugly, ugly.
Ooh, you so ugly.
That didn't happen in our household. That did
Mm-mm.
not happen.
Mm.
Mm-mm. And if we did it because we were being angry or trying to act silly, I
Uh-huh.
don't even think it was anger. I think it was just being silly, and she did not like that. It was a joke, and not that kind of joke. Not in her household. Not in her and Dad's household. That was not to happen.
Uh-uh. But
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what? I was gonna
I
say,
am somebody.
right. I was gonna say, a lot, you see a lot of this going on social media,
Mm-hmm.
where there I'm gonna honestly say it's this toxic masculinity that has been
Mm-hmm.
out there, and it's really bad. It's so bad, because for another male to tell another male that they're handsome, or that they are beautiful, or whatever, they end up, because the world has turned it to be where men are supposed to be men. You're not supposed to be complimenting another man or anything that da 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 da, or you're gay and that. Like, first off, calm down. That's the first thing. First thing and foremost, calm down. We're not taking. If you are sick, to me personally, if you are secured in your frame and your masculinity, telling another male who is another human being that he is handsome. That's not the problem. If you feel uncomfortable with that, then that's on you. You take that up with God. But I don't think God is going to solidify you in saying you're gay because you said that this other individual is handsome.
Mm.
Or it's likewise with you actually see a lot more of that happening and accepted in in the female side.
Mm-hmm.
Well, women will tell another woman, "Girl, you are," or y'all call out one particular thing that they is really really hot. Like, let's say she chose the woman chose some shoes that day that were
Mm-hmm.
really stunning.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of saying, "Girl, you are wearing them shoes," lately it's been, "Okay, shoes." You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
it's always a compliment. Like I remember I was on the phone talking and my with my best friend, and there was this female. I wasn't there in the car with my best friend,
Mm-hmm.
but she rolled down the window and she was like, "Okay, sis." She gave that compliment, and
Mm-hmm.
you don't know what that does for somebody. It
But
steps them up.
the only time it happened with me is like, love the bike, man, and love the ride. Look at those tires. It's never about the what the person is
Right. And
wearing.
it's crazy because it's just for me,
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with that. You don't understand how it boosts the confidence level in a person, especially if that person is having a bad day.
Mm-hmm.
There are often times when I do see another gentleman out there and stranger, and I'll say, "Man, I am loving them shoes," or
Mm-hmm.
"Dude, I like them pants." "Dude, I like your drip." I like It is nothing wrong with that
Mm-hmm.
because you're letting them know that, hey, you look good today.
Mm-hmm.
You look very nice. There's nothing wrong with that. But again, like I said, you always have now this toxic masculinity out there
Mm-hmm.
that is preventing people from actually celebrating another person.
Mm-hmm.
And it's aggravating because it's like, yo, and social media, like I was hinting at, social media has a bad rap for that now,
Mm-hmm.
where everything is gay, 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 gay. It's like, come on. At some point back in the day, there were times where they would approach each other and tell each other that I like your suit. I like that tie. Now
Mm-hmm.
you can't even say a word. But then all of a sudden, if you look, you have to almost me mug in order to feel okay and safe, because if a person smile, all of a sudden now you're going to get attacked for smiling,
Mm-hmm.
and in some cases you get attacked for
And
frowning.
this might sound crazy, but in some countries, if you smile too much, they think you're hitting on
You see,
them.
it's like
Woman and man.
I don't know what you
It's
want me to
just.
do as a human being. It's how do they say, it is tough. It is really tough being a human.
But you know what?
Nowadays, it's hard.
But that's why it's important to do self motivation. It's important.
Exactly.
You can't if you wait on somebody else
Hmm.
to make something happen, then you're just happy.
Hmm.
But if you have that joy inside of you, I say it all the time, it just radiates, period. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. You never ever ever have to compliment what I wear because I already know I'm wearing this dress
Yes.
or I'm wearing this hat or I
Yes.
know I my clothes are laid to
Yes.
how they say they don't say that no more, but to the tens or whatever
Oh,
that
laid to
is.
the gods.
Yeah.
Like they used to say
I
with
didn't
the
I
women
don't
who had their makeup on and it's all beautiful. They go, "Girl, you are beat to the gods."
see, so
Like,
I'm kind
wait.
of nervous about that. I don't want to hear all that stuff.
Your face is beat to the gods.
I don't even want to know what gods they were talking about. But I do want to go back to Doctor. I'm saying doctor because he actually did receive honorary doctorates.
Yeah.
I thought so, and one of them was Doctor of Humane Letters from Southern University Systems 2023.
Mm.
He got another one from Doctor of Humane Letters Benedict College 2022.
Mm-hmm.
Doctor of Laws
Mm-hmm.
from Mitchell College, 1999. Doctor of Humane Letters, Northeastern University, 1978. University of, I might say this wrong, Wazulu Natal, South
Okay.
Africa, 2010. Other distinctions, honorary fellow of Regents Park College at Oxford University,
Mm-hmm.
2007. So he
Wow.
did. I noticed, like I said, a lot of people did not say doctor. but he did have these degrees, and I feel like if the paper have your name on it, that's what you are.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, I feel like now here I go to another movie. I feel like he said, I feel like I'm due that respect. What movie was that? Men of Honor. Was it Men of Honor?
Not Men of Honor. Um, oh, it's my favorite
That's why I
movie.
figured you would say it real quick because
A
you
Few Good
loved it.
Men.
Yeah, yeah.
In the courtroom when
And what
Jack
happened?
Nicholson's character, the
Mm-hmm.
colonel,
Mm-hmm.
when he was talking to the judge and he said
Mm-hmm.
something and the judge said
He wanted the lawyer to call him by his title.
right and he said and the judge said he's sure he worked for that or
Mm-hmm.
he's something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Uh-huh.
I feel like if the colleges
Mm-hmm.
felt like,
Oh, he said, I'm certain I earned it. There you
there you
go.
go. See, you see, he
Mm-hmm.
earned it.
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't just give. They don't just listen. They don't just give out degrees to anybody. Somebody might say, "Yeah, you don't know the person I know, just that one." But I'm here to say there was some type of respect. There's some type of conversation that went on,
Mm-hmm.
or there's something that that person did in their line of work that caused that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, I know to you it. To others, it means he didn't go into the classroom, but life is a teacher itself.
Yeah, yeah, that part.
So when
So many lessons.
if you could give an honorary, and it's an honor,
Mm-hmm.
it does not count against those that actually went to class and actually did the work, passed the test, and did all that. But my life, let my life speak for me.
Mm-hmm.
That's to me, that's what Reverend, I want to say doctor.
I know. It's like
I
I
want to
want to call him
say it because
all
I
of the
feel like
yeah,
it should be.
doctor.
I feel like it should be given to him. That was a title that, to
Yeah.
me, he earned by. I mean, especially with it being that it was humane, because
Right.
he didn't just stop at one skin color. Allow
Mm-hmm.
me to say it for lack of better words. He didn't stop at that. He didn't stop.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say one nationality, one race.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't stop at that. And it has always been said there's only one race anyway, and that's the
Mm-hmm.
human race.
Right.
And so that's what look at what he got. Humane.
Mm-hmm.
Humanity. Humane. He understood humanity in itself.
Mm-hmm.
So when you asked me what was going on, I was just sitting here as you were setting everything up. It just came to my mind how so many people, so many dignitaries, the presidents was there.
Yeah.
And I got a chance. I didn't get a chance to catch them all.
Mm-hmm.
But I did get a chance to catch a few of the speeches of President Barack Obama,
Okay.
President Clinton. I got Bill Clinton. I got a chance to hear a little bit of their speech, and I just have to say, he was. And oh, I'm sorry, and the two presidents from Africa.
Oh yeah.
Got a chance to hear them, and I'm
Yeah.
telling you, when they would say honor, and
Yeah, that
when
really
when
got
they
me
would
when they
say,
said Anna.
yeah,
I'm like,
honor, I'm
oh,
like,
why does that sound so
yes.
good? Anna.
Don't make me feel like I
Sounds
have
so
to speak
regal.
like that.
It sounds so
Okay.
regal. Made me feel like it was the father. Who is that? James. What? James Eldon Johnson. James. What is his name?
I can't think of his
But you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Lion King, Mufasa, him,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
not the new one, not Pierre.
You're talking about Coming to America.
Yeah,
Father.
yeah,
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it made me when it was like Anna. I'm like, ooh.
I am the ruler of Zamunda.
Right, the ruler, like
The
yeah,
ruler.
man.
The ruler.
And when our we were watching it, and you was like, yes, you screamed out when the president of Congo. When the
Yeah.
president of Congo was speaking in French and native
Yes.
tongue, and
Yeah.
then you
And his interpreter was there.
yeah, you said we have our own interpreter.
I claimed her. I said we.
You said we. I was like, what?
I claimed her. She probably like, girl, what language are you speaking so I can interpret for you?
It's because it just feels good. It takes me back to when and let me throw this in there so that we can stay on track. When the reason why they were there was because so much that Reverend or Dr. Reverend Jesse Jackson,
Reverend Doctor.
yes, he had done some things in Africa,
Mhm.
and a lot of it I didn't know about until
Yeah,
they actually
yeah.
started speaking about the things that he did
Hmm.
in the
Even the things
Congo.
he did
And
here in the United
right,
States, I didn't know a lot of those things. The reason why certain things were now in place
yeah.
because of what he did. But I'm sorry. Carry on.
So in
I
Congo,
said
and then
carry on.
in Congo, and then in South Africa, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
like wow. And then they mentioned now sidebar. I've always wanted to
Mm-hmm.
live in Johannesburg, South Africa. I
Mm.
don't know why, but it's something about
Is
Johannesburg
it the
that is like
name in
calling me.
itself,
No,
or?
no. Well, there
Mm.
a while back, before I had decided to actually move from Illinois
Mm-hmm.
to move to Florida,
Mm-hmm.
I was looking around the globe to see where can I go. Where what would I like to move to? I didn't
Mm-hmm.
know how I was gonna do it. I just knew that I wanted to get out of Illinois. No bad thing
We're
about
out of here.
right. No bad thing about Illinois. That's home, you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just a
And
different
I
wanting
think,
a different experience. Let me get to my point before you go there. Let me
okay,
get to my point.
I hope I remember.
So what my point is that I had I had I had chosen at first Johannesburg, South Africa. And then
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, okay, maybe not too far away from home. So
Mm-hmm.
then I was like, I was looking up the laws, and I'm like, wait a minute, let's go with somewhere where its laws are similar
Mm-hmm.
to America. And I
Mm-hmm.
was like, oh, Great Britain, because America actually is birthed from Great Britain. So I was like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
what about there? What about the UK? Go over there. And then I thought about it. I was like, but then again, I want somewhere warm, because the London, specifically in London, is where I want it to be. Very regal, very, whatever. But I was like, London gets just the same type of weather, believe it or not, as Chicago and New York. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, maybe not. Okay, back to the warm climate we go.
Mm-hmm. Didn't take you long,
It
huh?
didn't take me long. And so then Florida is where it landed.
Mm-hmm.
However, going back to that, it's something about Africa that is calling me back. And I've ever since then, even though I'm
Calling you
living it,
back.
calling me back.
You've
Wow,
been there.
calling me. I mean, not
Mm-hmm.
calling me back, but you know why I say calling me back? Because of ancestors.
Mm.
That's why. But and I'm more, that's more of a internal um neurological thinking pattern.
Okay.
But when I speaking as an actual person, I've never been to Africa, but there's something about South Africa, Johannesburg, that is causing me wanting to get there and go there. Now, all that to say, like I said, get to my point. My point is, Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr. did so much. He accomplished so much in working with them with civil rights and all of that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm. All of those
All
things.
of those things.
Mm-hmm.
So that when the dignitaries, the president from Congo and the president from South Africa,
Mm-hmm.
when they were speaking, I'm like, man, this just feels so good. It felt warm. It felt
Mm-hmm.
welcoming. It felt like, honestly, this is where we should go. This is where we belong. It felt like home. You understand what I'm saying? Like, again,
Mm-hmm.
neurologically, it felt like home. Like, this is that language, that accent. I should have that right now.
Mm-hmm.
I should not to say that where I am is not where God wanted me to be, but I'm saying when you think about our history,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, you took that language from me, you took that accent from me. I
Mm-hmm.
want that accent. No,
Mm-hmm.
it's something about it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I remember back a while back, there was this attorney who worked as a client for a title company that I was working for.
Mm-hmm.
And she had a vacation, and she came back, and she went over, I'm sorry, she went over to Cape Cod. And she said how beautiful Africa was, how South Africa was. And
Mm-hmm.
she said, it's not what you think. If you're thinking what they show us here on the televisions, the huts and flies on the children's faces, she's like, no, that is true though, like in the poverty stricken areas, but in the
That's not
metro,
the whole
that's
thing.
not the whole picture.
Mm-hmm.
They only give that only portion because that's the portion that they want you to believe what
Marketing.
Africa looks like.
Marketing.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But she said, no, it is so beautiful. She's
Mm-hmm.
like, it looks like a downtown metropolitan area where she stayed at. And she said, it's so beautiful. She kept telling me, she's like, for herself, she's Irish.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, um, when she stepped foot on that ground, she said, I'm not trying to be racial, Greg. I'm not going there. She said, but I am going to tell you, when I stepped foot on that ground, all I could say to myself was, it felt like this is where it all began. She's talking about human race, the creation, all of that. She said, I just felt like this is where everything began. I could feel it in my feet. Every time I walked on the soil there in Africa, I could feel this is where it all began.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, for you, I would hope that she's talking to me. She said, I would hope that you will take the trip and go over there to Africa. And she said, again, I'm not trying to say anything racial, but she's like, because you are African American, you should take that trip. It will seriously make you amazed. And I can tell you, most likely, like I felt, you will feel the connection even more deeper than I.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, with them going back to his service, when they were up there speaking about the accomplishments he had made with Congo, the two
Mm-hmm.
countries,
Yeah.
Congo and South Africa, I can hear them speaking, and then going back to when you said that we have our own interpreter, I kind of took that personal too, because it's
Yeah.
like this
Yeah.
is where this is home.
Mm-hmm.
You all stepped into our home right now, but that is back home. That's
Mm-hmm.
home.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm passionate, as you can hear it. I'm passionate about my Black history.
Mm-hmm.
I am. I'm very passionate. I've studied quite a bit about it, and I'm telling you, I do have a cousin who has moved over there to Africa, and she looks well. Am I jealous of her? Oh, I'm not really jealous,
Yeah.
but I'm like, girl, you did something I've been wanting to do
Can't wait to
all
share in the
my
environment.
time.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, ma. Okay, so you were getting ready to say something, and you probably lost it now, but
Yeah.
I had to keep telling you
I
because
do have one thing to say though.
yeah,
Although a lot was accomplished by the Reverend Dr. Jesse Louis Jackson Sr., there is one thing that happened at his service that did not happen for the others that went on before him that marched in that line, and that was a Black president stood
oh
at his service and spoke.
yeah, yeah,
That that did not happen for the others.
yeah,
He had that opportunity. And although I maybe President Barack Obama spoke at what's his name? Good Trouble. He spoke at
Senator
his, I
Lewis,
believe. I think.
Senator Lewis.
Yeah. I can't remember, but I remember. I will remember because I actually watched it. Not that I didn't watch Senator Lewis. I think I was. Probably at work or something, or at the office. I can't remember why I wasn't able to watch the whole thing of his, and I don't even know why I didn't go back and look. I'm just gonna say life. I didn't think to go back, but now I would want to just to see if he spoke, because this is something that he walked for. This is the reason why he went to the cafes and said we belong here too. We should eat too. We eat food. We eat what you're serving. You're serving food. We'll have some. You know, you got water. We'll have some from the fountain. You have a bathroom. Yeah, we have to go there too. We'll have some. We'll
Yeah.
go there. You know.
Yeah.
we feel welcome. But I can't remember the other thing that I was going to say, but that did come across my mind that I got a chance, and so many young people that are now older got a chance to see a civil rights leader actually have uh, a black president stand, which is what they walked. They walked for this. They walked
Mm-hmm.
for us to move into the direction of leadership.
Yeah.
And so many times, instead, we're not fighting. To be honest with you, we're not fighting the leadership. You end up fighting one another,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not. Again, it's the whole human race. It's
Mm-hmm.
not just race itself. It's the whole human race. Because if we all were just to come together,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of what ethnicity you are,
Mm-hmm.
and remember, we're all human.
Mm-hmm.
It's a human factor that needs to go into play. Then it wouldn't be so much anger. It wouldn't be so much bitterness. I can't say it won't be a lot of coveting because people still want what other people want, what other people have.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't say it wouldn't be that, but it wouldn't cause ill harm.
Yeah.
It wouldn't. That just wouldn't happen if. I guess I want to say if we could just how they say if everybody was like Jesus, what a
Mm-hmm.
wonderful world this would be.
Mm-hmm.
What a wonderful world. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Mama.
I just sitting here, I see everybody be talking in parables. Everybody
That's so
turning
true.
water into wine.
Oh gosh, that is so true.
Anybody blind would be able to see because we're all like Jesus,
Mm-hmm.
But we don't look at it that way. We want to become individuals, or there are people, I'll say there are people that want to become individual and just be themselves and not God. But that's the reason why he said, delight in me, because if you delight in me, I'll give you the desires of your heart. And your desires will be what I desire for you because I know the plans I have for you, says
Yeah.
God. Plans to prosper you.
Mm-hmm.
I know the plans. You may have a plan, but it may not work out. And I'm going to kind of help you out a little bit. So, man devised a plan, but
Mm-hmm.
God established it.
Mm-hmm.
So, we always have to turn and look to Him. So, I just had to say that part um, about Reverend Doctor
It was an amazing service because
Jesse
again,
Jackson. Yeah,
again, it was so much it was history at its at you it was so historical. It was super
yeah,
super historical
yeah.
because I kept saying the same thing like you did you and in my lifetime I had gotten to know Dr. Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr.
Mm-hmm.
I saw him. I now did I see him when he was like in his active and very active with Dr. King and
Mm-hmm.
Rosa Parks and no, but because he lived in Chicago, I had gotten a chance to see him in action, for the city of Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know so much he had done, but then again, even then, I'm sorry, you see him being an activist when it came to Trayvon Martin
Mm-hmm.
and all the other police brutality situations that we have had in the past.
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
during the Black Lives Matter movement,
Mm-hmm.
Reverend was there. He
Yeah.
was a part of this because he understood, wait a minute, it appears that we are going backwards from where we have come from.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was still active even in his elderly years, as we were told.
Yeah.
But of course, it came to a point where he had to slow up because of his illness. But he still have, because you mentioned something about planting seeds earlier
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
in this episode, and and I'll say it like this: he planted seeds of encouraging young folk to get out there and be an activist just like himself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So his seed has been planted. What does scripture say? Who gives a seed and God does the, how does that work?
Apollos planted, Paul water, but God gives the increase.
Boom. And that's exactly what happened. Exactly what happened. God is going to water that so that it can be so he can increase it. The work is not done. Just like since he was around
Mm-hmm.
Dr. King, when Dr. King passed, I'm so sure I'm so sure that he has spoke and told the family, the King family, that he will help carry the torch that Dr. King had. He
Mm-hmm.
will help complete the mission. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm more than sure that there's others that were I want to say disciples, but
Mm-hmm.
students of
Mm-hmm.
being tutored by he
Or
he
was arm in arm with.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
he put that in them, so I'm sure they're going to carry. Who are these people? We'll find out in time. We'll find out in
We're
time.
doing the service, and I believe it was doing the when they did the media talk to
Mm,
announce when the service was going to be, and all of the children were there.
mm-hmm,
um I believe, I can't think of the name of the son. I said I was not Yosef.
mm,
Said he is a congressman, and
okay,
he said that he's going to be doing a lot of things. I don't know if he's now become chair. This is his son, one
okay.
of his sons. He's going to become chair of Operation Push, but I believe that he's going to play a big part in it. He
Mm,
has a big part in it now. I can't remember if they said it was going to be turned over to him or the total operation thereof. I'm
mm-hmm.
not certain, but I know that it was said he's going to be playing a big part, and I'm almost certain all of his children will be. I'm certain
Man, this
all
is
of them will
so
be.
oh man. Because I'm sorry, while you were talking and
Mm-hmm.
you mentioned Operation Push, I
Yeah.
saw the church and I saw the building and I saw the structure, but then it took me to um uh uh, Louis Farrakhan and
Mm-hmm.
how he actually had some words with um uh Reverend Jesse Jackson, and in telling him how he appreciate and how he said, I love you, brother, I love you, man. And Reverend said back to him, I love you too. You
Mm-hmm.
see what I'm saying right there? It goes
Yeah.
back to what I was saying earlier about toxic mixed masculinity.
Yeah.
Men nowadays, they want to tell each other that they love each other because they feel like it's very homo, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when in fact it's not. It's not homo to say I love you, man. Men, we need that. You need that camaraderie amongst your brother to let each other know I love you. And it shows strength in the two of them. They're both political leaders. They're both civil leaders in their own right.
Mm-hmm.
They're both religious leaders in their own right. But to hear these two most powerful men, one of the nation of Islam and the other the nation of Christianity, and then you have these two men actually sharing the fact, I love you, man. It was encouraging to see that. It was
Mm-hmm.
super encouraging. So it's a video. It was a video that was going around, or I should say that is going around with the both of them talking to one another. I believe both of them are in wheelchairs, but they were talking to one another. And Louis Farrakhan, he was telling him how like I said, how he appreciate his work and
Mm-hmm.
how Dr. King, and he went on to talking about Malcolm X and Medgar Evers, and how all of these people that, for me, historically, I only read about.
Mm-hmm.
But there was this man, Jesse Jackson Jr., Reverend Jesse Jackson Jr., walked, saw. It's like, how can I explain this? Going biblical, you only read about Jesus. You only read about him, like with the Apostle Paul and the Apostle John, and the all of the disciples who became apostles. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You hear about them. You hear about Adam and Eve from the beginning. These are stories that are told. You hear about Moses, but you didn't get a chance. You didn't see them physically.
Yeah.
But to
Yeah.
know that these people actually existed, they
Mm-hmm.
walked this planet, they walked this earth,
Yeah.
they were real.
Mm-hmm.
Likewise with Jesus, he is real.
Okay. Not the
He's
cartoon.
real, not the cartoon. He's real. This is kind of similar to that. For those who wants to pretend, who wants to say Jesus ain't real, he's a character and da 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 da. No, I want you to think about this for a second. The people that you only hear about, take it home. There are some people. I remember when we were in Atlanta, and we were in a circle, like a prayer circle, and we were talking about our loved ones who have transitioned, or rather who have been promoted.
Okay.
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 And then there was a young cousin of mine. Um, I'm just going to say initial. His name is DJ. He said he cried and he said he got full and emotional as I don't forget how old he was. I want to say he was probably what 7 at the time, if not a little younger. But what he said was, I'm sorry, he was crying. Everybody was asking him, what is he crying for? And he said, because I didn't meet none of these people you all are talking about. Young boy, I didn't meet them, but they sound so cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe it was more so when we were talking about grandpa and he cried and he was like, I wish I could meet him. That's how it is. Like that's hitting home. So if you think about it, the
Mm-hmm.
younger generation who are alive today, if anybody have grandparents who have passed on, you know about this grandparent. Your if the third cousin had not been blessed to be around your grandparents, this is similar to this same situation. A lot of people just don't, like I'm saying, a lot of people don't want to believe that Jesus is a real person, that he was real, that the
Mm-hmm.
things have happened, the crucifixion, the whipping, all the beating and stuff had happened. It's real. Think about it in that perspective. Like I was saying, your third cousins never, if you have grandparents who have passed on, had not met them. But you know from your personal experience
Mm-hmm.
that they did exist. Okay. So
Yeah.
I felt that same way going back up to Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr., said Junior again, where all the people that they were talking about he had marched with, it didn't click in my head until I sat and saw them say this.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
He did see them. He did see them really walk the earth and march with them.
Mm-hmm.
Senator Lewis,
Yeah.
Rosa Parks,
Yeah. Yeah.
Mahalia Jackson,
Mm-hmm. He was
Dr.
there. He
King,
was right there.
Malcolm X,
Mm-hmm.
Medgar Evers. Matter of fact, wasn't it one of his children that said they didn't think that he was going to be alive
Yeah, the oldest one. His
because
oldest daughter.
because the murder that happened along with Medgar Evers and
Mm-hmm.
then Dr. King, Malcolm X, and then they thought that he was going to be next.
Mm-hmm.
That's how close he was to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why I said it was so historical to see all of this. And then you mentioned former President Barack Obama. It's like, does anybody see how big this moment is? Can you really take it in and really understand
Well, Halle Berry
this
say it's
was
bigger than this.
huge?
It's bigger
Okay,
than this.
it's huge.
Mm-hmm. It's bigger than
Even
this.
even down to them. You
Mm-hmm.
have Belafontaine.
Yeah.
He was a part of it. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr. Met with him too.
Mm-hmm.
Lena Horne.
Yeah.
All of the greats.
Aretha Franklin.
I mean, come on.
Mm-hmm.
It gives me goosebumps to know
Mm-hmm.
that he actually did rub shoulders that close to all of these people for the cause.
And was still
Humble, still relaxed, still him.
mm-hmm.
So much so that they mention that he was at a Bulls game or and a fan wanted to take a picture with him and he was like, yeah, you could take a picture with me.
Mm-hmm.
He's that common.
Mm-hmm.
He was that common, which tells you something else also about the leaders, the civil rights leaders that he was grouped around.
Mm-hmm.
That attitude did not just develop just only within himself. They say whoever you hang around, you become. I'm sure all of them had that type of quality as well, where you can come up to them and talk to them and meet them, take a picture.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, there is a documentary that's called King. And when I saw that documentary,
Mm-hmm.
Dr. King had came up to Chicago and he had took pictures with people that were coming up to the car. He was getting ready to get in the car, and there were some kids who were coming up to him to shake his hand and take pictures with him, and there was a few adults who did the exact same, shook his hand and meet him and took pictures with him. Common, so humble. But I'm sorry. As you can tell, Mom, I'm so passionate about it because,
Mm.
again, Black history is so rich. It's super, super rich.
It
But
is. It is.
man,
Now, the
Mom,
only
I'm
thing I was gonna, the
excited.
only thing I just want to say is the reason why they were all that way
Hmm.
because they all felt like they were not celebrities. They didn't
Hmm.
act like celebrities. They were not celebrities. They
Hmm.
were ones that were given their lives. And you know what their thought process was to me? The when I look at their lives, this is what I see. We're in this together.
Yeah, that true statement,
Yeah.
true statement. I'm gonna run off at the mouth again. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but
That's what
when
I had to say.
that we're in this together, they they were using that during COVID, to
Mm-hmm.
help everybody band in their mind and understand. Hey, don't flake out. We got this. We
Mm-hmm.
as a civilization, we're in this together. But when you're saying that now, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it was already out there.
Yeah.
We are in this together, and that's
And the
the
fear of another race because of another one trying to say, I want to be equal to you. That's
mm-hmm.
where it gets scary.
Yeah,
That's when the war starts. Because
yeah.
it's not that we're trying to be above you. Nobody is above us. In Roots,
Mm-hmm.
what did he say to Kuta Kinte when he held him up to the sky? The only one greater than yourself.
Mm.
God. We can you can pretend that you are greater. You're no. There's no match for God.
Mm.
Not even the gods that they were saying the faces were beat to.
Yeah, you back to that.
Yeah.
Beat to the guys.
Not even those gods. You can't reach him.
Mm.
You can't reach him. He's so wide you can't go around him. He's so high you can't go over. He's so low you can't go under. He's God. He
Mm-hmm.
created it all. Thine is the kingdom, the power and the glory, the
Yes.
majesty, the victory. Yeah,
Yes.
it all belongs to him. It's
Mm-hmm.
greatness, the greatness. It all belongs to him.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter what other people feel, we were all created equal.
Yes.
We were all created. It does not mean we'll all be treated the same.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've said this before. The difference is if I had a car, I would not give my car keys to Kanaya and tell her to go run to McDonald's. But I would definitely ask you, would you take my keys and go back? I would not ask her.
Mm-hmm.
She's 7. She
Mm-hmm.
just turned 7.
Mm-hmm.
I can't give it to her. I
Mm-hmm.
can't get her to go. She
Wait,
might
wait.
ride
I
with you to
told
put
her.
her order in, but
Look, right. I told her, I said, here's my keys. You can go. She said, Uncle Greg, I can't drive. I said, here you go, take my keys. She said, I don't have a driver's license.
yeah.
Here, take mine. But I don't know how to drive. I'll
Mm.
teach you.
She goes
Like,
deeper than that. She said, "But I'm just a child."
I'm
What is
just a
that? What is that
kid.
telling you?
Mm-hmm.
What is that telling you? We all cannot be treated the same,
Yeah.
but we all can be loved. You
Mm-hmm.
can love everybody. You may not love them the same, and I don't expect you to. If you're a husband and you have a wife, that's who you're supposed to love
Mm-hmm.
that way. But
Yeah.
we're all supposed to have that neighborly love that Jesus talked about. The
Yeah.
parable that he shared about the man on the wayside and took a Samaritan to pass by to help him. Once we realize that, we'll be just like those civil rights leaders who said, "We're in this together.
Mm-hmm.
We're not trying to be above you. Don't get upset just because we said Black Lives Matter.
Mm-hmm.
We were
Mm-hmm.
just trying to tell you we're supposed to be
Our
up there
lives
with you
matters.
too. We're
Mm-hmm.
not trying to say we go above you. We're
Mm-hmm.
trying to say acknowledge the fact that we're supposed to be there too. It's not supposed to be all of this. And
Yeah.
that's I'm sorry, that's not a word we're supposed to say. Unalive.
Unaliving, and I
Unaliving.
air quote and being very sarcastic, which is very true.
Well, we
Unaliving.
we wanna follow the
Yeah, but
protocol.
that is so aggravating to me. I
But
have something to say about that.
you have to follow the
I
protocol.
understand, but it's so aggravating to me when with that because that is I really can't quite. That's a word. That's not a harsh word. It is honest. The truth is that person here. No, did somebody could somebody have potentially have done something to unalive
Greg, you going off the
them?
subject. Don't do
Okay,
that.
let me stop
Yeah, don't
because
do
it's
that.
so
Don't do
annoying.
that. Don't do
It's
that.
so annoying to me.
Don't do that. Let that
Oh,
go.
I'm gonna have to.
We're gonna
Okay,
say
I'm gonna let it go.
unalive
I'm gonna let it
anybody.
go.
We don't want that type of lifestyle. Nobody should have to wake up in the morning and hearing bombs drop
Mm.
because we want to we want other things that belong to other people. The Bible told us not to covet.
Mm-hmm.
However, if God was to tell us to take the land, I don't think it would be where the people will realize if there's a choice. He said, when they see you, they'll be afraid of you if you walk in me. So if they see you and they're not afraid of you, what is that telling you?
Yeah.
So just keep believing and trusting and holding on to what the civil rights leaders taught us. And Reverend Dr. Jesse Jackson was not the only senior, was not the only one that said, I am somebody. You had someone come along and said, I'm black and I'm proud. And I think that was a song that was coined by James Brown. So, I mean, when all of this was from just thinking about what happened over the weekend, it was so much, like you say, rich history.
It was.
That happened over the weekend. It takes it pours your mind back. I have to say, it pours it all the way back to Eden.
It does.
It just pours it all the way back to Eden. And then, like what you were saying about the plane, when she got off the plane, the attorney, how she felt. I'm sure she's not the only one that felt that. That's what I was going to say. While you were saying that, I said to myself, I wonder how many souls of feet touched that ground and said, we are not supposed to be here doing this. When they did what they did, you know what they did.
Yeah.
How many feet, how many souls, SOLE, the sole of their feet touched that ground and they knew they were not supposed to be doing what they were doing.
And did it anyway for profit and gain.
But because it was all about profit, because it was all about, it had nothing to do with them hurting them. It was all about hurting someone else. Isn't it interesting how when you get permission to hurt somebody, you all gang for, but when you get permission to love somebody, you hold back? That's just so interesting to me. You have my permission to love your sister and your brother as Jesus loved the church. You have permission to do this. I know it says husband and wife love your wives, right, but I'm just saying the way Jesus said, love one another as I have loved you.
Yeah,
you have permission. So, but you give me permission to arrest somebody, and I can't wait to get the cuffs out the pockets. I can't wait to to harm and to hurt. Why would you want to be that way within yourself when you've already been told? You've been given permission to love. Love your brother. Love your sister. First, love God. Because without him, without the lover, you can't love. God is the lover of our soul. Yes. We should have that deeper love. That's what the civil rights leaders was trying to tell us. To do like Jesus did. That's why most of them, if you look at them, were preachers. They were followers of Christ.
Yes.
They were fine. So if we bring it all the way back to what we actually set this station up for, we set this up for, this podcast up for, was to talk more about how to love one another. That's what we're supposed to do. Don't just go on the hatred that keeps on building and building and building. That's not what the civil rights leaders wanted us to do. Most of all, that's not what Jesus wanted us to do. Love one another. That's all he asked us to do.
Yes.
I'm done.
And with that being said, would you know? I don't want to do no.
You do it because you had a lot to say about. Go ahead.
No, she didn't. I don't want to do the closing. Okay, let me be brave.
Yes, sir.
Be brave. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So, in closing, we're going to say, you are somebody. I am somebody. We are somebody. It is very important that you look within yourself, pull out the positivity. And when you see that you're pulling out that positivity, whatever it is, there is good in every person. Look within yourself, find it. It is there. Make yourself equal in proximity to your brother. When I say brother, I'm meaning brother and sister, as in the biblical term, brethren. Because in God, there is no respecter of person. So look within yourself. See that good quality that you have. It is there. He planted it in you. And find that same quality in another human being. We're all one race, and that's the human race. And we ought to treat each other as we want to be treated. Look for that good. Pull it out Search it in another person. May be hard sometimes, but it is there. And remember to love your neighbor as yourself. We are somebody. You are somebody. I am somebody. Don't forget to please go and check us out on all of our podcasts or wherever you can hear our episodes, which is found on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Yes, we're there, y'all. We're getting there. We're on our road to 1K. We need your help. Only you can help us. So just please go on there, share, like, subscribe, follow, and please do leave us a comment. Until then, bye.